Hi, I'm excited to share that we have added Finnifty historical data to our backtesting engine. So now you will be able to backtest your Finnifty strategies on the Tradetron backtest engine. Now do remember that the data that we have is from 12th October 2022 till the present. So all your strategies can be backtested in that time frame. So in today's video, let's build a strategy on Finnifty, which is basically an iron fly, and we will then backtest that strategy to see how the strategy works. We'll also try and decode the importance of a stop loss in your strategy. We'll make a strategy without a stop loss, then we will add a stop loss, and we'll see what kind of difference does it make by just adding a small stop loss to our system. So let's get right into it. So I'm currently on the option wizard, and in here I can basically create my own strategy. So I'll just select my strategy name, which I'll call Iron Fly. All right. Now in my strategy, I'll basically take a ATM call, which I will short, and an ATM put that I will short. So I'll first add my underlying as Nifty Fin Service. I'll select my type as intraday because this is an intraday strategy. Call option. I'll sell ATM and expiry will be current week, and I'll select one lot add. So similarly, I will just change this to put option and I will add this. So now after adding my ATM legs, I have my triangle set up. Now in order to build my iron fly, I'll basically have to buy my outside hedges. So the hedges logic is that I'll basically buy an instrument, and the strike that I will select will basically be an OTM5. So I'll select an OTM5 in both call and put. So I'll select my put OTM5 buy, and I will select my call buy position of OTM5. And after doing that, my iron fly is pretty much ready. So I have my triangle and the side hedges that I have bought. After doing this, I will now add my entry time. So maybe I'll take an entry at around 9:45 after the first couple of minutes of volatility are over, and I'll have a profit target. So I'll build my strategy where I have, let's say, just a target of 1,000 rupees. Okay. Just to see the importance of having a stop loss, I'll keep the stop loss as blank, and I will have an exit time. So I'll have my exit time as 3, and I'll select 25. Okay, all right. So at 3:25, it will basically exit everything. Now, by default in my strategy, let's say after it takes an entry and after the universal exit is triggered, the strategy will not do anything for the next 6 hours. And after that, the next day when the market opens, it will again begin its execution. Now, I don't want that to happen. I want that whenever my exit gets triggered, after the exit, it should just wait for 2 minutes and then take a re-entry and begin your execution again. So for that, I will just go to edit. I'll go to the three dots and I'll click on edit in strategy. Now by doing this, I will basically just make a small change, and I will go to my universal exit advanced settings. So in my advanced settings, I'll go on reactivate time, which is by default set at 6 hours. I'll change this to 2 minutes, so that my re-entry execution happens. Also in this, I have to keep in mind that since my strategies, basically if I check my entry conditions, all my entry conditions are basically built to take trades after 9:45. But now there is a problem here. The problem is that let's say if my target gets hit, let's say at around 12:30, my target of 1,000 rupees is hit. After my target is hit, it will take a re-entry because time is more than 9:45, and that is okay as per my logic. But after 3:25, let's say after 3:25, if my universal exit is triggered, after that, let's say at 3:27, it will again take an entry because my condition out here is time greater than 9:45. So at 3:27, it will again take an entry, which I don't want. In order to prevent that, I'll just make my entry condition in such a way that I will have a time restriction upon entry as well. So my time has to be greater than 9:45 and it has to be less than 3:25 is what I will select. So I'll select 1525. So this is basically an hourly format, and just I click on submit. So by doing this, it will not allow me another re-entry after 3:25 is triggered. So I'll do the same in my other set as well. I'll just go to my time condition, and time is basically less than, and I'll select out here my number, which will be 1525. So now after doing this, my strategy looks good to go. I will now update my strategy, and I will run a backtest of this strategy. Mind you that in this strategy, I only have a target of 1000 rupees and there is no stop loss in place. So after doing this, my assumption is that maybe because I have my hedges, the hedges will basically act as a stop loss and it will not give me a big loss. So we'll now go to the backtest and we will run a backtest for this Finnifty strategy. Now out here, remember that Finnifty data is there only from October 2022 onwards. So I'll go to October as my date, and precisely the date is 12th October. So after 12th October 2022, we have the data. So I'll just select my date as till 25th of September, which is yesterday, and I'll select my my type as intraday because it's an intraday strategy. Now I'll just backtest my strategy and I will wait for the backtest report. Now one thing that I also want to do is that in my strategy I'll also want to add a small stop loss. So in order to add the stop loss, I will go to my universal exit so that I can compare it against the strategy without the stop loss, and I will add my PNL condition. So my PNL is less than, and out here I'll select the same thing that is there for my original condition. PNL is less than multiplier times number, and I'll select minus 500. So if my stop loss of 500 rupees is hit on that particular day, I will basically take my exit and I will leave. So I'll just update this strategy and I will run a backtest of this strategy as well. So I'll just go to the backtest, and in my backtest engine I'll again select the same date range. So I'll select my custom date to 12th of October 2022. Yeah, 12th of October 2022. And I will select my end date as 25th September like I did in my previous backtest. My type will be intraday, and now I have given this to the backtest engine. So let's go to the backtest and see how the two backtests have performed over time. So now that our backtests are done, we'll go to the completed section and analyze both the backtest reports. So yeah, this is the strategy which did not have the stop loss, the condition that I missed, and this is the strategy which I have basically added with the stop loss. So let's open both the reports side by side and see compare how they look like. So yeah. So we'll first try to understand the strategy without the stop loss. So if you see just using the PNL curve, we can understand that the strategy without the stop loss has very sharp up and down movements, like very sudden drawdowns and very large movements. You can see at max at certain points the drawdown in on let's say a particular week crosses as much as around 15 to 20,000. All right. At the same time, when we compare the same thing with something like the PNL report of the one with the stop loss, true there are more number of trades out here, but you can also see that the drawdowns that you are taking out here on a regular basis are much lower. So as compared to the same time period, the drawdowns are much lower, and you can also see the return is significantly higher. So what on one side is giving you around 25,000 as per a backtested report. The other at the other side, the same strategy with just the difference of a stop loss is giving you close to around 45 to 50,000 in a backtest return. So this goes to show how important are checking all your conditions and making sure that you have double checked your strategy before you execute it live. With that, we'll end this video. If you have any other questions or queries about anything in general, feel free to drop it in the comments, or specific questions can be asked at support@Tradetron.tech, and we would be happy to take it up in future videos. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.